Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're getting an early look at Masters of Magic, currently slated to be released on December 13th of 2022. It's a reimagining of the 1994's Masters of Magic, which is currently available on Steam and has an overall rating of 97%. This is a 4X grand strategy game, and this is a preview build, so this video will be broken up into two parts. One, we're going to go through the new game menu, and then the second part will be loading up our current game, which is on turn 58, and we're going to conduct a massive battle, and we're going to explore the army editor. So when we click on new game, you're going to be presented with several options. Each of these adjust how the world's going to be created, the size of it, how your army basically does battle, as well as the score multiplier over here, whether you want it normal, easy, or hard. Next, I also want to make note that each level is randomly generated, so you'll have two planes. You'll always battle across one, Arcanus, which is similar to Earth, and then you'll do battle on Myrror, which is dark and full of magic. So that's one thing to make note of. There's two separate planes you will do battle on, and each world is going to be different each time you play. Here are 14 wizards. Each of these wizards are assigned a subclass, as you can see over here. If we come over here to Sage Magistry, we can take a look at what kind of spell books they have, the life spell books, the nature spell books. If we clicked on Shari, we could come over here and take a look at death and chaos spell books. And then Esra over here, we can take a look at life and chaos spell books. That's kind of cool. I like life chaos, but we're going to click on Shari, and then if we hit continue, I'm not going to like super dive into these screens. You need to select up to 4 spells, so you can customize this screen a little bit. You can also adjust this one as well. See how it puts a little thing? You need to select up to 6 spells on this one and 4 common spells on this one. And then if we can't really, we need to have at least 4. All right, and then each of those spells do something different. I could read each one out to you, but I don't want to waste your time, but they're also really cool. Darkness. I find myself enjoying chaos a lot more. It really appeals to me, but maybe when I mess with some of these dark spells, I'll have a bit more fun with it. Next, we're going to just keep hitting next. And here's our select a race and banner. I guess so each wizard is assigned a specific race. So if we went with Shari, we have the high elves over here, the Arcanian races. That's the only race available to Shari. So if we would go back and select Merlin and hit continue just a bunch of times, we see we can select halflings with him. I think maybe that's what you can do right now. I hope they open that up when the full game comes out, because I really just want to rock on with the dwarves over there, which we can't pick with Esra. If we come over here, we can see that he can pick races over here from the Mirren races, and he can pick the dragonoids. I'd really like to mess with the dwarves and see what kind of damage they can do. And then you would hit begin. Obviously you choose your banner. There's really a lot of words on the screen. I'm not going to read all these paragraphs of text to you, but you can see there's production, I believe that's power, and then per rebel. That's all important information, obviously. We'll go over that in a more in-depth tutorial when the game comes out. Then we're going to click on load game. We're going to grab save quit. As you can see, I have tons of saves. No big deal. And while this loads, I'll put a timestamp in there so you can skip this load screen. So obviously you're going to skip past this point. So we're just going to let it load. I like the hyenas, so it's a very death spell. And the artwork really, really stands out to me. It's very unique in my opinion. And all right, so here's my current map. And here we're on turn 60. So currently we can move our army. That's the phase we're in. So how this game works is you currently have an army, and you can move it around the map. I can only move it one space, and I'll show you why that is here in a moment. And then along the top, you can see several different icons. When I click on each of these, it's going to prompt a small tutorial on what they are. So if we were to click on our mage, I'm not going to read all of those. We can see the victory conditions, unknown, eliminate all rivals. There's just all kinds of information. Army strength, I started in a really high level area. So for some reason, if you click on all of these, you have so many monsters in them. And while learning the game, it was a bit challenging. So if we come over here and we open up our town, you can see that there's how we build over here on the right-hand side, construction queue. I'm currently building high elf cavalry. So that's going to be fun to play with. Then we have our farmers, our workers, all this, and rebels generate no food. I got to get rid of those guys. Bunch of bums. Actually, I don't really know what they do yet. Then how food production, things along those lines. And then if we click this build button, here we have several different things we can build. And they all kind of go within this little circle right here. I wonder if this game's coming with PvP or PvE or co-op. That would be cool. All right, so that's currently what we're building right now is, and you can set up to 4 queues, and then it's managed up here on this top left. We're currently losing -2 gold per turn, which is okay. I set that up specifically for that. Then over here, we click on our cities. There's a lot of information on the cities, but we currently only have one. But this is really what I really think my community would be interested in is this army. So over here, we have one hero. We just recently recruited him. If we right-click this unit, we can see how many hits he can take, as well as any armor and resistance. So when we dive into this battle, we're going to go super in-depth into this. We can see like the amount of armor, the amount of resistance he has, the number of figures. That's really important because that correlates 1 to your your melee. So if we were to close this and click on this unit right here, if it lets us, for some reason, it's not cool. All right, view army. Here's our army right here. Thank you. We're going to right-click that unit. We can see that he's figure of 1. We'll right-click this unit, 6 figures. So as each one of these units dies, our melee damage will currently go down. All right. And then diplomacy. There's not much information on diplomacy yet. I'm not a big diplomacy person. I know a lot of people live and die by it. Let's hit continue. And let's start our first battle. We're going to wage war over here at this small little camp right here, the Fallen Temple. So we're going to hit cancel. We're going to move this unit right up to there. By right-clicking, it's going to give us a fun little text. Fallen temples are remnants of ancient places of worship. They were once defiled by some dark influence and thus have fallen into a disrepute and decay. Beware of this place, it may be guarded. Obviously, it is guarded. And then you're presented with your battle screen. All right, over here, we can get a little preview build if we right-click on these units, which is really important for us. So we're going to go through that here in a moment, but we're just going to do a quick overview. Master, if you let me command your troops, these are our outcomes. So if you wanted your familiar to run the battle for you, these would be the predicted outcomes. So we would win with a small force. It wouldn't be your army will win the battle without losing any of your units. Obviously, there's a 10% chance of that. Here, some may be wounded and eliminated, obviously, and then a 20% chance of moderate foes loss. And then obviously your loss is heavy loss and total defeat. All your familiar, you can also allow them to use your magic, which is super important to make note of. And then now let's get onto this screen. All right, so if we right-click one of these, this screen, we can see that there's a ton of information. We can see the amount of figures it has. So as we wear them down with our ballista, we can eliminate some of those figures and reduce their combat power. That's one of the strategies you would do. Or we could drop some spells on them and eliminate some of those figures and reduce their combat power. And then here's some of their upkeep. Their resistance is at 60%. And then here we have a lot of immunity to things, which when I fought this battle before because I wanted to do some testing, we have chaos, and our chaos doesn't do any damage to them, which is unfortunate. I don't see a chaos immunity, but we're going to check that out. And this is our primary weapon we're going to use in this battle, this catapult. I thought it was a ballista. And we're going to use it to take down those, what are these, zombies? Ghouls. Take down the ghouls. We're going to select command personally. And now we're diving into battle. All right. It also tells you who goes first. The enemy goes first, which is important to make note of. All right, so they're moving in a line formation towards us. We're going to hammer them down. One, we're not going to move our catapult. We're just going to pick a target to attack. So we're going to see how far we can move. This unit can move quite far, but we don't really want to split our units up. This unit's also quite weak, so we're going to do our initial move to right there. We're going to come up here. We're going to do an initial move right here. And then we're going to try and get these spear maidens, these high elf spears, into position, high elf spearmen. And then we could move this unit if we would like, but we're not going to. And we're just going to pick a target and right-click it and lay waste to it. So that was a fantastic hit. But two combat figures down. And that unit can take a lot of damage. We haven't set up a new settlement here. All right, the next thing we want to do is we want to explore our book of spells. Here we have the amount of mana we currently have, which is 325. We have our casting spell skill, which is currently at 27, and then our casting range. So we click our book of spells. Here we have our chaos spells on the left, death spells, and then all spells. All right, we have the amount of mana it costs. We'll start with life drain, which is 15, and then we have the amount of casting skill it costs, which is 10. So technically, these units should get hit by this chaos spell. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to hit cast. We're going to hit confirm. It just tells you what it does. It goes 7, 35, 25. It's going to reduce. And then if we click this unit right here. Oh, wow, they don't have the immunity now. I wonder what was different before. And you can cast 1 spell a turn. Oh, my goodness. And we just jumbled up our thing because we forgot to end our turn. It's okay. We can recover from that, which is unfortunate. All right, we're going to move this unit back into position. We're going to focus down this unit right here. We're going to pull this unit back, which is our current high elf settlers. We're going to move our elf spearmen into position, which I think is quite dangerous, and we're going to instantly try and melt this unit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hammer it with our catapult. Fantastic hit right there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit it with a spell. We're going to go to our chaos spells. We're going to do firebolt, and we're going to hit cast, confirm. And we're just going to keep, they lost 1 figure, so currently they're at half combat power right now. We could move this unit up to do some damage. Actually, we should be able to move and attack. Yep. Let's see what we can do. 2 damage, 1 damage, so we hover over this unit, right? We right-click him. I wish it would let me click off of things like that. He's moving towards our shields because he knows they're going to do much more damage there. And we lost 10% combat power right there. Oh, wow, that one guy. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, we got to get this unit out of here. All right. So we're going to hammer that with our catapult. Unfortunately, not doing a lot of damage. We're going to move our hero up on this unit's flank. We're going to move this unit out. Currently being hunted down. Like, what happened right there? So we could engage this unit right here. We're not going to. Currently at 75%. This unit can do damage, so we can actually attack this unit, which I want to do. All right. They lost 2. Actually, we can attack them again. And that's our easy victory. Short little battle. So what happens post-victory screen? We get the amount of mana we use, the chaos we channeled. It looks like we get a little bit of bonus to level up, and then some gold gained from that battle. All right. So what happens next is you can now move this unit around the battle. You can either end your turn, progress to the next thing. We can finish researching, or we can take a look. Now that we have 60 gold, we can continue doing battle as your turns progress. So you don't really want to do any battle until this unit's recovered, which will take a few turns. Or you can disband them and recruit my current high elf cavalry, which is currently being built. So we hit end turn right now. Enemy's turn. There's a wizard somewhere doing wizardy things. We can move. Our catapult is up and running. And we can decide where we want to go next. And then we hit end turn one more time. I missed that pop-up. Click here. Our high elf cavalry is still being built. Actually, we're going to buy it. We don't have anything in queue. Oh, he's right here. He's in town. So if we wanted him, we would select him and move him. All right, guys. It was just meant to be a real quick video showcasing a quick little fun battle, some details, as well as what to do with this game, if it's something you would enjoy. And I think a lot of people that in my community might have fun with I think it's a bit lightweight of a grand strategy, but it does have a lot of depth with the spells. It's very Heroes of Might and Magic-y or Song of Conquest. Personally, I only played Song of Conquest, so I don't really know how it relates to Heroes of Might and Magic. But overall, it's a good time. I just want to showcase a few things. I hope you guys enjoy it, guys. Peace out.